And let's begin right now. Breaking news as we come on the air. Rupert Murdoch is stepping down as the chairman of Fox. The move will become official in November, and his son Lachlan will become the sole chairman of the company as 92-year-old Rupert transitions to the role of chairman emeritus, announced just a short time ago, ending a more than 7-decade-long career. Now, Lachlan releasing a statement a short time ago. It reads in part, quote, "We thank him for his vision, his pioneering spirit, his steadfast determination, and the enduring legacy he leaves to the companies he founded and the countless people he has impacted." Joining us now to discuss this is our own Eric Bolling, host of The Balance right here on Newsmax every night at 8 o'clock and a former Fox employee. Eric, great to have you in. You know, some are not surprised. He's 92 years old. Maybe he hasn't been super involved anyway, but with Fox being so woke and, you know, viewership is down, at least 20% in primetime, you can speak to that directly. But what does the next chapter, sans Murdoch, look like over at Fox?
Well, you know, I think we've been given a little bit of a preview. Let's call it in TV, we call it a deep tease. Over the last year or so, Fox has been moving the program to the center, maybe even some would say to the left. I look at it, changed a 30-year-old, three people, Rupert and Roger Ailes put together Fox News 30 years ago, and the first thing they did is they had a morning show. It's called Fox and Friends. Three people. Two guys in the middle. Ducey was a weather guy. Kilmeade was a sports guy, and they had there's been a series of women who sat in the middle. There's been three people in the middle seat. This week alone, they changed it to four. They added a fourth seat on the curvy couch, so to speak. So the change has been happening slowly. I've watched Fox. I was there 11 years, more than a decade. It was always very conservative. It was Rupert Murdoch's vision to take a conservative news media organization. He started in Australia. He brought it to England. He said, let's do it in America. He came over, he hired Roger Ailes, and boom, it exploded, took off. That was the vision, to have a very conservative kind of balance to the mainstream media. My show's called The Balance here because that's what it's supposed to do. In the recent years, it's moved to the center. It wasn't really a counter to the leftist media anymore. It's becoming one of them, in my opinion. And I think Rupert turning 92, he was always very, very involved in the editorial of Fox. And maybe they're just saying, hey, maybe it's time for us to take over the kids and Lachlan, as you point out.
Right, and you were talking about sort of the vision that he carved out and what viewers once were used to, and now it's so different, Eric, as you sort of, you know, laid out the landscape today. But we look at someone like Lachlan. It's clear that they want some political influence when it comes to the 2024 election. There's, you know, widespread thought they do not like Trump, the front GOP frontrunner there. And also, you know, how much of this is the pressure, too, where you have these people who have now become billionaires, the whole family there, there's an empire. And they really want to be somewhat, some say, accepted into society. And that's why some of this shift is happening. And it will just continue, that their politics are very different than their fathers.
Well, you hit on something very important. They were never, none of the Murdochs were ever pro-Trump. Even back in the day when Donald Trump was doing a Monday morning phone call in with Fox and Friends. And that was, you know, at the behest of Roger Ailes against what Rupert Murdoch wanted. But Rupert always deferred to Roger, let him do what he's doing because it was successful. Rupert never liked Trump from day one, still doesn't like Trump. And so I think over the course of time, you know, there's a good speculation. There's good opinion out there that maybe Tucker Carlson was bounced out of Fox News because Rupert saw Tucker as the anti-Trump, but then Tucker and Trump became close, and they realized that they were bigger than Fox, and Rupert couldn't have that. So I think what's happening is Lachlan Murdoch now is taking over Fox News. There were two sons, Lachlan and James. James went to the West Coast, was going to do some movie things. Lachlan is staying with Fox News and News Corp, and Lachlan is very liberal. His wife is very liberal. I believe his wife worked for the Clinton Foundation for a while. And so that dislike of Trump became bigger and bigger. And as Rupert's moving out, Lachlan's moving in, I think you're going to see a more anti-Trump voice come at Fox News. And I think that's why Rupert may be saying, I'm 92. I don't think it's his health. I don't think it's the money they've spent. I think it's just the ideology of not wanting to fight Trump anymore. Let the kids do it.
All right, well, clearly a new chapter and a twist perhaps in the legacy that will be in the history books for Fox News as it evolves. Eric, we know you'll have much more reaction coming up at 8 o'clock. Anything else you want to deep tease ahead for us?
Beth Ailes tonight on the show.
All right.
So she'll have a thing or two to say about that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, we know she will. Thank you, Eric. Great to see you.
You too, Bianca.